What sucks about being your age? Being retired, the two things that really suck are 1. Watching good friends pass away yearly. 2. Having to push through the aches and pains of old age to do the things you enjoy. But I realize that I'm luckier than many of my friends who have had hip, knee or shoulder replacements or open heart surgery. But your second point is important to keep your mobility. My grandparents basically hung it up at 70 and sat on the porch all day every day and started really slowing down in their 80s to the point that both needed a cane and then a walker. My grandma is still alive at 93 but lives in assisted living and sometimes struggles even with a walker. My dad just turned 70 this year but still plays tennis 2 to 3 times a week and box ball twice a week and still takes on most of the housework. When he retired at 58, he stopped moving and got bad arthritis and back pain and had to be told at physical therapy that he has to keep moving or it'll just get worse. Mid to late 20s. Feeling like I'm way behind from where I should be by now. That never goes away. Best case scenario is you become at peace with where you are in life and between the happy moments you still fleetingly think about what could have been. No one is completely satisfied. Yes, it's called acceptance and gratitude. It doesn't mean settling, it's just finding good things in your current situation. Fuck what other people are doing. Do what you want to do. Wife, kids, house, who cares? That's not happiness for everyone. The Jones can eat my ass. Everyone feels like this. I turn 50 in July. I meet many of society's standards of success. I firmly believe that your 20s are for dealing with the post-traumatic stress disorder of your childhood, your 30s are for figuring some stuff out, and you make most of your money between 40 and 60 years old. Fix yourself first. Edit. Here is the obligatory wow, had no idea this would blow up. Thank you for the awards and nice comments. Fee, I suffer from childhood emotional neglect, which has caused many other issues for me to carry in life. Therapy, seeing someone and reading books, has helped me greatly. I submit most people can improve themselves, and therefore their lives, with therapy. Tony Robbins says success is 80% mental and 20% mechanics. I agree 100%. Self-improvement is very possible for everyone. Take the time to fix your mind and watch your life improve. If you want to chat, PM me. I will be more than happy to help if I can. Being sore because I slept wrong. Being 50, I better find something good. I thought 50 was awesome. I finally had enough perspective to realize that I'd been shooting myself in the foot all my life. I'm 54 now. Honestly, I've never had a better and happier time in my life than in my 50s so far. Old enough to know that so many things you used to worry about are really not worth it. Young enough that I'm still very fit without any pains or aches. I have enough money to enjoy life. Really, your 50s can be an amazing time. I'm 29. 5 couples from my friend circle are expecting a child or recently got married, a few others have built a solid foundation in their career and are buying houses. Most of us grew up in apartment buildings, so it feels fancy to own a house at 30 where I'm from. Meanwhile, I'm currently a student and broke. It feels like everyone's so far ahead in life that they'll always be a step further and I'll never catch up. This is why I've largely abandoned social media. If I find out some big news about someone via social media, most often I don't care about it much because they're probably just someone I know, or barely even that. Big news from someone a little closer are usually said in person, and those are the ones I care about. I've been seeing people getting married and pregnant for years on my Facebook feed, but suddenly it's all my close friends or someone I hang out with at least occasionally telling me about their big news. I guess that's why it made me feel a little weird. You're right though, not much good comes out of following social media too closely. Once your friends start getting married and having kids, shit becomes lonely. Yep. Doesn't help when you move 3,000 miles and don't know anyone. Especially now since I can't even socialize with new people and I've made very few legitimate friends out here. Edit. I'm a woman, but thanks everyone. All you dudes are solid people and I appreciate the sympathy, advice, and kind words. Making friends as an adult is hard. There's no obligation to spend enough time with other people to become friendly unless you join a club which feels lame and weird but does actually work. If it helps, we're all horribly lonely right now. Balding, back pain, bad vision. I'm 23. Yeesh. The 3 Bs. I'm too old to take up most action sports, the body doesn't bounce back like it used to, that shit's real, and too young to retire and just fuck off all the time. Just turned 33. Where's the stacks at? The new hires are children, and the managers are ready for the Grim Reaper. Stuck in the no man's land that is your 30s. It used to be true, but the 2009 crisis and now Corona fucked a significant proportion of multiple generations. I'm almost 40, with a patchy CV and fucked knees. I'm basically fucked. And because I was unlucky to fall ill early in my career, I never earned enough to feel financially secure enough to be able to start a family. It is quite funny hearing about all those people who thought they were financially secure and often looked down upon those of us who graduated at the wrong time and place or were just plain unlucky, are now finding out that they're also fucked and that there was essentially nothing they could have done to prevent it. Like how not so long ago, you'd read out of Touch articles about how quirky Japanese young people didn't want to get married or have kids, ignoring the underlying economic malaise that would soon spread to the rest of the world. My body is starting to feel the aches and pains older people have told me about. It's not terrible, just really annoying. I'm 25 and the whole existential dread of figuring out what to do with my life is probably the worst part of things. Oh yeah, that doesn't go away. I'm old enough that I should have my shit together, but I'm too young to have my shit together. No one has their shit together. Literally no one. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to save face. I'm married, can afford my living, and have my desired career. I still don't even have my shit together. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I've just been stupidly lucky. When I was late teens to mid-20s I used to make fun of my dad cause his not being able to read small print newspaper etc. cause letters were blurry. He would ask me, "Steve read that for me, it's too blurry." I come out and say to him, "What's the matter too old, your eyes can't make out small print?" His reply be, "You just wait you fucker get my age, you will go same shit." Well, some 15 or so years later I had some blueprints out on table, concrete construction I do, had some details I couldn't make out, so I Jesse come here, "Can you tell me what that says?" And I be a motherfucker. My son's reply was, "You getting too old dad." Can't read that moment years back of me telling my dad pop up and thinking, if what my dad told me going happen to me one day. He was just saying that he is okay not to forget about him from the grave. Love you pops, I'm sure your eyesight is better. I'm not sure if this happens with all people my age, but I'm 18 and people, specifically my parents and close family members but not limited to them, will use the "you're 18, you're legally an adult, you need to be doing these things on your own" whenever it will work in their favor, then immediately go back to "you're still just a teenager, you're still my kid" whenever I try to be even the slightest bit independent. I'm 18 as well, and while no one straight up tells me that I need to get it together, I always feel that pressure. Then I go for a walk and my mom calls me worried if I'm gone for over an hour. It's just a super weird time. 26 Everyone fucking asking what you're doing with your life. I don't know. I don't want to talk about jobs. Yes. It's so annoying. And everyone our age seems to be either amazing well established or still waiting tables. It feels like there's no middle fucking ground. How old are you? I'm 29, I mean 30. 2 economic recessions when I'm supposed to be building my life. Final year student in 2020. Fuck you corona. Old enough to start to hurt and ache, but supposedly I have another 30 years of productivity in me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. That depends, do you still act like you're in freshman year? 23 is a rough one. When I was 23 I was in my first year of medical school. I was finally embarking on a career, but I wasn't making money. My friends were socializing and earning a living, and I felt like I was barely scraping by while continuing the hard work I had done as an undergrad. I'm 38 now, married, have a son. When I look back on that time, it was one of the most exciting times in my life because I could screw up and make mistakes with little consequence. It's a great time to figure out who you are and what you want in someone else. Very few people in this world make it in their 20s. I surely didn't. Success will come with experience. Work hard on your career, but also invest in your personal life. The excitement of these years revolves around meeting people, discovering what works for you, what doesn't. There is very little consequence for having dinner with someone or trying something new. You have the time. You'll be 38 someday very soon, having all things you want today at 23, but if you did it right, you'll look back on these years with the same fondness I do. Too old to be relevant but too young to be taken seriously. Being constantly horny and hormonal. Yes, I also relate as a male between the ages of 12 and a billion. That never goes away. Being 21. Feel pressure to save money before I move out on my own, bills, rent, textbooks, tuition, etc. Went to community college, paid tuition, and lived at home. Still very hormonal despite not being a teen anymore, and I'm horny and depressed all the time. At least I can drink. Edit. Just wanted to thank all of you for the great advice. I appreciate it so much. Turning 20 soon and it's so frustrating because due to my birthday I'm the youngest in my year of school. All my friends are turning 21 and going to the bars, and it sucks being left out. Dulled emotions. Being a teenager had some very low lows, but the highs also felt higher. Now I'm in a constant state of apathy. That ain't age, partner. What sucks about being 30-ish is now you actually have to make important decisions you were putting off, like changing career, etc. The panic is beginning to set in about what I'm going to do with my life. I also can't stop looking back on decisions I've made that drastically altered my life for the worse. I'm not old, but I'm at an age where I'm wondering what I'm going to do with the years I have left. Recently I wrote out a 10-year plan for where I want to get to, because at this point my entire endgame is to end up with a smile on my face in the later years of my life. Nearly 60. I forget things all the time. Easy to remember old things, hard to remember new things. I once lost my card in an ad twice in 1 month. All my passwords have to be written down somewhere, as do the birthdays of my lids. I constantly get fatter, even though I don't eat anymore. I haven't had regular sleep patterns for 20 years. Every day I'm a little more tired. Thanks for watching. Be safe.